you see that we did the strikeout by completely taking out all of section 1. And only leaving section 2 in the bill. And basically section 1 was basically about the monies that are already in the inmate welfare fund. And the commission basically wanted to use some of this money in small increments to like an incentive to encourage people to work on this or do this around the prison. And that's always been a problem of mine. It's always been problematic to me. And the other reason why I did it is because when we talk about inmate welfare fund, we have only thought about welfare of the inmate while they're incarcerated. But there's the welfare of the inmates, I think, should be considered when they're released. Right now, we have an issue with finding places for individuals to go. We know that mental health is a problem, all of these things. And so this is the reason why I did not want to do the inmate welfare fund and to give them additional money, because last year we authorized them to use another $1 million of the inmate welfare fund for other things. And so basically, I just want to go through the off season, have a couple of hearings, have a couple of meetings along with this committee, and let's try to figure out the best purpose of using some of this inmate welfare money to continue to allow MDOC to just keep using this money in-house. I think we need to have better uses for it. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, Senator Chazanand.
For a question at the appropriate time, please.
Question. You're welcome. You're allowed.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've had some wardens from regional jails to contact me, and they're concerned that there's not a uniformity of pay for these inmates that they're housing in regional jails. And I wonder if you would address that to let me know how to tell them that this bill will actually make sure that we have a uniformity of pay to the different regional jails. Some get more, some get less. And the ones that get less, of course, feel like they're getting a short shrift.
Yes, well, we'll be glad to answer that, Senator. If you notice, that's the part of the bill that we did leave in, the part that involved the regionals. Because the regionals, unlike some of the county jails, you know, they get those inmates across the whole broad section. They may get some that's mental, they may get some close custody. They may get, it really depends on how MDOC is feeling in regard to how they are sending these individuals. But I will allow my Vice Chairman, Senator Sparks, who has been one of those advocates for the regional jails, to also address that issue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Based on the question from Senator Chazanand, I probably would also offer an amendment of a reverse repealer at the proper time. But that is a concern. Of course, I had some supervisors who wanted us to put the word shall instead of may. I don't agree with that language because I do want them to be competitive. If somebody's doing a better job at a location, I want to pay them the maximum amount. If someone's doing a minimum job, I don't think they ought to get the maximum pay. The second thing that happens, and this is, I cannot find it in statute. I think it's in policy or reg, but, and it was probably based on contracts when these were built, is that if your bonds are paid off, then you get less money as a regional jail. I don't think that's appropriate, you know, so I do want to get to uniformity, and I would offer that reverse repealer because I do think it's unfair, particularly when people pay their bonds off, because if I was the lawyer advising that particular group, I'd just tell them to refinance their bond debt and keep a little bit on the books because I'm going to get for $4 a day. And when that's the end result, that's not a good policy. So I would offer that if that is appropriate at this time.
Amendment from Senator Sparks for reverse repealer. All in favor of the amendment, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Senator Sparks for a motion.
Title sufficient do pass committee sub as amended. I get that right?
All right, we've heard the amendment. All in favor, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion.
Filing report.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to say I'd like to report a crime to Capitol Police. We have distracted driving. Don't know when he gets into the district, but let's go ahead and report it.